setting new standards in podcast excellence. You have joined the WBT, fully focused on business and taxes. Here is your host, Michael Lodge.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Michael Lodge. I was looking at some news coverage over the last few days, and I noticed that the media was really picking on Donald Trump for the notes he had when he was trying to address all of those individuals who had just gone through a crisis. And they were making fun of him, and they were lambasting him, and they were putting him down tremendously. But it was obvious to me that they had never gone through a crisis themselves. When you go through a crisis, you want to be prepared. I went through a crisis a couple years ago within my own company, and we had to round all of my staff up, and we had to come up with a storyline to make our clients feel that everything was okay. And we put our notes, we put our talking points on notes, and we kept them at our desk, and we kept them on us all the time, so that when people asked us a question, we could answer it because we were prepared. We also found people within our office that really were good at communicating, and we let them deal with the clients directly. Sometimes when you are the senior executive, even though you have all of your notes prepared, sometimes the emotional side of it gets really, really deep because you're trying to keep everything together. You're trying to keep your company together. You're trying to make sure that your clients feel that they are well taken care of. You're making sure that your staff are well taken care of. You're trying to deal with so many different aspects to make everybody feel as good as possible as they can during a crisis. So you develop notes. You keep those notes on you all the time, because those become your talking points of easing the situation to where it becomes manageable and you can effect change. Effecting change means that you have to have a calm presence. You have to know what you're talking about. You have to know what you need to say. And yes, you have notes. I've used those notes so many times over the course of that crisis. And once you get through that crisis, you can then dig in and correct the situation. But if you have people going around talking this and saying that and doing this, and the points in the subject matter and the message becomes all confused, you're creating a bigger problem. So you have to be organized, and you have to have those talking points. It's vital. You have to have it. So when they were making fun, especially the media, it seems as though that they want to attack every single thing that they know nothing about. They want to say how weak this person is because he had notes in his hands. Let me tell you, the strongest person has those notes in their hands so that they know what to say and to calm the situation down and to make those people and his nation less hateful. So the media stirs it up. They stir it up and they stir it up and they put out all this hate garbage. I'm telling you right now, the best way to get past this hate stuff, turn it off. Block it. Those stations and those newscasters and those reporters and those whoever they are, and they might even be your closest friend, turn off the hate. But the president did the right thing. He had his notes. He was ready to answer. He knew what to focus on to make individuals feel calm and to resolve the situation by coming up and listening to those individuals and coming up with a solution or some solutions. It's not easy when you go through a crisis, and when you have children killed, that is probably the biggest crisis that you have. So you have to be more prepared because you have a lot of people, you have a nation that is angry, that are hurting. And if you don't use the right words and say the right thing, you will make the situation worse. We saw this with Obama in those shootings. He made the situation worse because he didn't listen. He just came to conclusions and jumped to conclusions and riled up the nation with more hate. And that is the worst thing that you could ever do. This president, Trump, what did he do? He sat down and he talked the situation through, and he let those people who were hurting talk, and he listened. And he had his talking points ready to stay on course with a message that as president and as a nation, we will resolve the problem. Gosh, I'm telling you, when I went through the crisis, it was one of those, I tell you, it grinds on you every single moment of the day. And you can't stand there and lay blame to what happened, but what you have to do is resolve it and say, okay, clients and people, this is what we're doing to resolve the situation. And you have to be very clear and precise and tell these people you are in control and you're not going to get hurt. We are going to take care of the situation. So those stupid media, and I'm going to call them as stupid as possible, to jump to conclusions because they saw the president holding notes, good for the president. He was prepared. He was a leader. He listened. He knew what to say. And he knew how to keep the group focused. That's what you do as a leader. So, since my crisis, I have helped other companies through their crisis. Individuals through their crisis. Once you've been through it, and once you've organized the crisis, you can get through it and come up with situations to make things better and to grow. If you're a company, you need to grow. As an individual, you need to grow. You need to get past that crisis and onto things that you can get done to make the situation better. So let the media talk, let the pundits talk, let the liberals talk and act foolish. But they know nothing what it takes to control a crisis. And let me tell you, when children are killed, that is the most hurtful crisis that any nation, any community can feel. So I say to the president, good for him. He did what a leader should have done. Keep on doing it. This isn't anything about politics. I'm not talking about politics at the moment. I'm talking about doing the right thing. Handling a crisis the right way. Leading people to get past the crisis and coming up with solutions that will help the community and the nation better in the future. It's good leadership. Has nothing to do with politics. Put politics to the side. CNN, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, whatever affiliate that you're with, whatever paper you're writing for, put it to the side. Put the politics to the side. Put your hate to the side and understand what leadership does under a crisis. And yes, those notes are part of that crisis. So this is Mike Lodge. If you have any questions, send me an email at mlodge at lodge-co.com, and I will try and talk with you and answer any question that you may have. But in this situation, it's not about politics. It's about leadership and taking control of a crisis and getting the nation through a crisis. That's what leaders do. This is Mike Lodge with the WBC.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
World of Business and Taxes on WBT.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.